Hi, today I'd like to show you a few more coins I recently purchased. This one I got from eBay. It's 1934. It's from Manchu, which is what in England would be called Manchuria. It's on the northeast part of China. It is borders sort of up there with Mongolia and Russia and Korea and China to the south. And this period, Japan had occupied it. Japan had in the 30s started to occupy Korea as part of their expansionist policies. They then went into Manchuria, or what they call Manchukuo, and they set up a puppet regime under the last emperor of China, who had been deposed in China. China at this period was a republic, and the last emperor was put in place as the sort of emperor of Manchukuo. He was eventually captured by the Chinese and put into a camp to make him a communist citizen. But here you are in Manchukuo. You think of what was happening at that period, what this coin could tell you. And there's the other side of it. Now I got this from eBay, and the person who sent it was very kind because they sent me a nice envelope with lots of stamps on it. Now stamps are very difficult to find nowadays. Most people have these franking machines and stuff like that, or they'll go to the post office and they'll frank it. And so not many people have these stamps. So this is quite nice to have this. If I send off envelopes, I tend to try to send off with stamps on. This is the other side, lots more stamps, look at that. Is it Kwando or something like that, or sort of kickboxing type thing? Yeah, so it's very difficult to get stamps nowadays. They are quite a rarity because they're nearly all franked now. And when I do send off these stamps on envelopes, often they end up with a highlighter marked through them, which is really bad, but that's how they sort of get rid of them. They just stick a thingy through them. It's not very nice. Here we go. We got Nepal. This is 1963. 5 paisa. Quite nice. Again, it's a little state on the Himalayas in north of India. It's 1963. Now this one is got a couple of these French. It's a French independence. 50 francs, Cameroon's banks. It could be the central bank of Africa in France. 50 francs. These are not silver; they're just nickel or something like that. States to Cameroon, January 1960. Is that peace, travail, and fatherland, patrie, is it? Peace, travail. I thought travail meant travelling, but I'm not sure. But there you got some nice animals on there from Cameroon's 1960, 50 francs. So it's an ex-French colony in Africa. Now this one is a nice one. It's from Mongolia. I think it's this way. Yeah. Let's go for that. And it's 50 Mongo. Now this was 1925. Now it was independent. It was a little republic before it became a socialist republic during the Second World War. So this brief period, it had got independence, but it wasn't very long before it was a revolution happened and it became a socialist republic on the borders between Russia and China as a sort of a buffer state between the two. So here you've got the Mongol script with this long script, very complicated. And this one is silver. Then you've got this symbol of Mongolia. The Mongols were very influential in the Middle Ages. They swept from Mongolia and they went into the Middle East, destroyed nearly all of the Middle East, and then went over to Europe, and they got as far as Russia and Poland, and they went down into India, and that's where the Mughals name comes from Mongols, the Mughals of India in the, I think about 15th and 16th centuries. They had Mughals. So they were quite influential in their time. Now we've got this one. It's Hawaii. I thought I'd shown this before, but I don't think I have. So we've got this king, 1883. This was before Hawaii became part of the United States of America, became a state. Now it was an independent kingdom, and I believe the Queen at that time had a great love of Great Britain, and she put the flag of Britain on their flag, and even today as the state flag they've got the British flag in the corner. It's quite interesting, but though they were never colonised by Britain, it was just this thing, they had this thing about Britain. But Hawaii in the middle of the Pacific, and there's the shield and a $quarter. Hawaii settled by Polynesians who came over from places like, well, eventually, first of all, they came from sort of Philippines, Indonesia, and then went across the ocean from there. And their languages are very similar to Malay and Indonesian and Filipino, similar sort of languages. There he is, one of the last kings of Hawaii. We'll have a look at Spain. Here we go. This is 10 cents. 1877. So a little copper coin. Centavos. And there's the king, Alfonso the 12th, 1877. Nice coin. This one we got is another one of Spain, 1867, just before him, when we got, and this we got the Queen Isabel, 1867. I believe she was pushed out by rebellion, but let me know if I'm wrong on that one. And then you've got the coat of arms of, again, Spain, with the castle for Castile. I think the lion is for Aragon or something like that. There you got nice coin. This is a 5 cents. And next to them we've got Portugal. So let's have a look at this Portugal one. $1855. It is 50 reis. So it's from Portugal and Algarve king. I think it was Pedro. And this one's silver. It's quite heavy. Got coat of arms there of Portugal with the castles. 500 reis. Now we've got this one, North Vietnam, which is very interesting. 1946, so just after the war. 5 Hao. Now, Vietnam had been part of the Indochina, a colony of France. After the Second World War, there was a war with France to get independence. And once they got independence, there was another war against America because the North became communist and the South was a republic. And there'd been a lot of fighting in Vietnam. So they had fighting in the Vietnam fight against Japan, then against the French, then against the Americans, And lastly, they had a small war against the Chinese, so it's been a very troubled country. 1946. This is just aluminium, very cheap coin of North Vietnam. Another French colony we've got here. We've got New Caledonia, 2 francs, 1949. So similar sort of period. French Republic of France. They always put their France on it, even though it's a colony. So New Caledonia in the, I think it's Pacific island. And there's the other side, which has got some, oops, put it up the right way around. 2 francs, and we got some nice, I think it's a bird of paradise or something, a very exotic bird there. Yes, it's nice. Yeah. And the last one we got is Mombasa on the coast of Africa. I think it's part of, is it Kenya now? 1888. And it's Imperial British East Africa Co. So it was a company in those times. It wasn't part of the empire, as it were. Like the colony of India. India started off as the British East India Company, and then it was taken over by the British government. We've got some scales there and some Arabic. There's some Arabic on there because the Arabs had come down the coast of Africa and set up all these sort of trading places. So you got Mombasa there. And I think that's 1306, maybe that is the Muslim date. There's some Muslim. So there's quite a lot of Muslims in that area because of the trade that happened down the coast of Africa from a very early period. Lastly, I'd like to show you this box. I got a Royal Mint box. And here we've got the coins of, I think it's 2010. So we've got all the different denominations of British coins from 2010. Then we've got Florence Nightingale. Then we've got the Girl Guides. We've got £2 coins. One from Belfast, one for London. And then the others are just the normal circulating coins. Well, they are all circulating, but these are much more like commemorative coins in this corner. Well, I hope that was of some interest for you, and I'll come back to you again soon with some more interesting finds. Please subscribe if you haven't, because it all helps to boost my small little audience. And give it a thumbs up if you like this, and I'll come back to you soon. Bye.